Five Guys. As a startup, it sounds overstaffed. As an international burger chain, it sounds catchy and memorable, but not quite as memorable as your first visit to Five Guys Burgers and Fries. You enter with anticipation, helping yourself to some complimentary peanuts, nodding with approval as you do so. You progress down an entrenched corridor of potato sacks towards a sparse but appetizing menu board. The person in front of you takes an incoming hit. It can't be that much, you hear them gasp as you simultaneously glance at the prices. Suddenly, there's a collective panic in the trenches. Hemmed in by a wall of Idaho spuds, you drop to the floor in search of escape. Discarded peanut shells make it all but impossible. Fellow patron uses an open hand to compose you, a voice polite but with authority. Next order, please. Resigned, numb, and minus this month's rent, you order. It's actually a decent burger, you later conclude. But that could just be the shell shock. Five Guys is a relative newbie to the fast food game, given the now global size and reach. Although I'm not sure Five Guys will consider itself fast food. But either way, 1986, Jerry and Janie Morrell looked to impart wisdom on their family of young boys. This advice amounted to, you can either go to college or you can flip burgers for the rest of your life. Though the exact quote was, you can start a business or go to college. Slightly less dramatic but more factual. The boys decided, at least the eldest two did, on starting a business. 4 sons and Jerry equaled the Five Guys. This would be the name of the new Arlington, Virginia takeout burger joint, after Jerry had suggested opening a burger stand. A good call in hindsight. An Ocean City place called Thrashers, selling nothing but fries, played a crucial role in the business plan. Reportedly selling a high quality potato and frying them in peanut oil, Jerry thought that if you matched the fries with a good hamburger, all would be good in the world, unless you had a peanut allergy. Five Guys set out with the idea of keeping things simple, higher quality ingredients, more fresh produce, etc. This was clearly appreciated by the local customer base, with Five Guys gaining a strong reputation in the Washington, D.C. area. Five Guys would become 6 after a new son was born, and so the name apparently morphed to represent the 5 sons and not Jerry, but Jerry was still very much involved. So technically 5 guys, realistically 6 guys or 5 plus 1 guys, I don't know. It's not like anyone is keeping count of the guys. Gradually more stores would open in the Virginia DC area. Very early on, there was apparently offers from people to franchise, offering money to open stores in the area. Jerry was a financial planner and still was in the early days of the business. He also had a track record of trying to start businesses that were unsuccessful. Previous ventures included industries like oil, bottled water, and real estate. By his own admission, these were ill-judged. However, failure is often part of the process. With the offer of money coming in from people in the local area to invest in Five Guys, Jerry devised a different plan. There was 150 to 200 people willing to invest in the company. Five Guys were looking to open a second location. The plan was to offer the opportunity for a $5,000 investment in return for a percentage of the gross, with a couple of stipulations. One being that the investors could have their money back anytime they liked, potentially risky in the case of a temporary downturn. Every month, Five Guys would pay the agreed percentage to investors. The other stipulation, and an important one, was that the investors could also be paid back at any time. This was so that if Five Guys was to go on to be successful, better finance would be available. Investors could be paid back without any equity being lost. Kind of a pre-internet crowdfunding scenario. However you look at it, this proved to be a successful idea. To open a second Five Guys, $150,000 was needed. The bank wasn't interested. The people spoke. So what did people see? What made Five Guys stand out? The price has to be one of the reasons, but to many the price is justified, to others it's not. In an interview with NPR, Jerry mentions that the price is linked to food cost, 30% to be exact, although 30% may not be the case today, but essentially the food cost goes up, then so does the price. Let's say there is a sudden situation with rising inflation, hypothetically of course. The current pricing model of Five Guys means the price would be higher than it already is, which means there's not much room to maneuver. While I think the trend towards a better product is a good thing, and this requires paying a little more in the process, the value has to be seen to be genuine. Admittedly, I do tend to look at this through an in-and-out lens, which I suppose would be some kind of zoom, useful in times like this but could make you dizzy. While I like the sentimental stories of childhood eateries and small-town purveyors of French fries that inspired Five Guys, I don't doubt them. Though if in the mid-1980s, even today, and I was opening a burger restaurant, I would be turning up to In-N-Out Burger with a pen and a pad, making notes in the corner, like a fast food Hemingway. On the pad, I'm scribbling, simple menu, clean, red and white branding, made to order, never frozen, own bakery, 100% beef with no additives, fillers, or preservatives, fresh cut fries. Then I'd write, add peanuts and double the price. Although California is a long way from Virginia, so it's likely just a coincidence. The whole team at Five Guys clearly knows what they are doing. A focus on quality and keeping it simple. It should be mentioned that in comparison to many chains, the portions are larger and more is included without additional charge. Five Guys always stated that the customer was the #1 form of advertising for the company, which might be why you seem to get an extra scoop of fries in your bag as a little starchy marketing bonus built into the system. I remember somebody telling me about this. Just get the small fries, they said. Why, I asked. You'll see, they grinned, before disappearing into the night. Come to think of it, it might have been a dream. But nevertheless, a small fries at Five Guys is pretty big, which gets people talking. No bad thing. The one thing that was always lacking from Five Guys was a milkshake. The whole never frozen philosophy that applied to the food meant this was not possible. In an interview with Inc.com in 2010, Jerry Morrell stated about Five Guys, quote, if we put one frozen thing in our restaurant, we'd be done. That's why we don't do milkshakes. For years people have been asking for them, but we'd have to do real ice cream and real milk. But you can now get a milkshake with a number of add-ins. A milkshake with your burger and fries is surely a must. When it comes to a drive-thru, Jerry said, we can't do drive-thrus. It takes too long. We had a sign. If you're in a hurry, there are a lot of really good hamburger places within a short distance from here. That's pretty clear. And from day one, Five Guys was strictly against delivering. So much so that when the Pentagon called with an order of 15 hamburgers to deliver, it was told no delivery. The admiral running the place rang Jerry up personally and said, Mr. Morrell, everyone delivers food to the Pentagon. Strong words indeed. After that, Jerry and his son, Matt, got a 22-foot long banner that said absolutely no delivery and hung it in front of the store. From then on, business with the Pentagon picked up. Sticking to your guns is admirable. While Jerry should probably not talk in absolutes and perhaps stop making signs, it does show that Five Guys is a family business and decisions are likely being made by more than just Jerry. An example would be that Jerry was dead set against franchising, while his sons were not. They wanted to franchise from the beginning. Jerry was worried that they wouldn't be able to control the quality, so naturally Five Guys now franchises. The company went from just 5 stores in 16 years to around 1,700 stores in the next 16 years or so. Quite the leap. So why is Five Guys growing so fast? Five Guys has already grown very quickly. The company will point to the relatively long time before getting into franchising as time to refine the Five Guys process, work out all the teething problems, and this is a valid claim that makes sense. Also, a sensible one. Many similar companies clearly got into franchising too early, and it often does more harm than good. However, Five Guys has also expanded very quickly from the first franchise and into global markets as well. This adds more dynamics to the business operations. Although Five Guys does appear to have a strong brand at the moment, why would such an aggressive expansion for a family business be beneficial? Money would be an obvious one, but maybe it is to be the first in the market of a wave of premium burger chains. Getting ahead of the crowd is a proven strategy if it can be maintained. Going public is also a strong contender. To do so, you need to demonstrate a strong growth strategy, especially in international markets. Finally, an exit strategy for the Five Guys could be the reason. The sale of a controlling stake. Never say never, Jerry. Sometimes you find yourself with two options in life, the theory or the practical, to flip or not to flip, deliver or not deliver. What you say today may not be the words of tomorrow. Just probably don't make a sign out of it. You can't go wrong with a trip to Five Guys. Just be prepared to shell out. All things Five Guys. Let me know. Thanks for watching.